nobody, and I mean nobody, beats Bobby Hurley Sun Devils by 50 points in the Big 12 tournament.
Wednesday. Welcome in to the PHNX Sun Devils post-game show.
Yeah.
I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always by Leche Larry.
Yes.
Of course, we have the deli man behind the Mac making all the magic happen. It's time for a walk of shame. The most shameful walk that you could possibly do. Leaving a trashy apartment at 6 a.m. with one shoe, a backwards hat, and a tank top because you got your ass kicked by Iowa State. 91-42, the end of the basketball season for the Sun Devils, the end of the Bobby Hurley era as we know it, and potentially the beginning of a new chapter for Arizona State hoops.
Wow. Genuinely, and I mean this wholeheartedly, the worst game of basketball I've ever watched in my entire life. Seriously, you tweeted one of the worst halves of basketball in Arizona State history. I think you just take the Arizona State out of it. I mean, We are talking about one of the grossest, most atrocious basketball games I've ever watched from a team in my entire life.
Just keep the lost music rolling.
The
whole show.
It's almost to the point where I don't really know what else to say. I know I'm going to, but like, was this not the most poorly executed, ugliest game of basketball from a team that you've ever seen?
It was bad. One thing I will say, and I hate excuses, and this is not an excuse, but I want to get this part out of the way early. Iowa State is a really good basketball team, a team that has got a shot to win this conference tournament, a shot to play in a national championship game. Like, they are that good of a team.
Yeah.
With that said, the performance today it's inexcusable. You cannot at any point ever as a Division I basketball team roll out and play the way that Arizona State played today.
Yeah.
You cannot do it. And I think Cardinal Sin had a great comment. How am I supposed to buy that the players care about Bobby with a performance like that? A loss is a loss, but you got bent over, dude. You did. Like that, for lack of better terms, you got smacked around by Iowa State. Yesterday, for closing time, it was a joke. It was a joke that the takeaway was get ready for a natural disaster. This was worse than a national disaster. This was all out apocalyptic hell raining down in Kansas City on the Sun Devils from Iowa State, man. Bad, yeah. Ugly, pathetic, embarrassing. Find me another adjective. Trashy,
disgusting,
horrendous.
Like, sad.
It was throw up.
It was sad. Was it not
sad? After a night of drinking.
Nothing
about this was sad.
It was pathetic.
The saddest thing
was pathetic.
Trevor Bass getting blocked by the rim. That was the only sad part about this game for me. I didn't feel bad for a single one of those players. How could you? You wake up, you play this game. Not a single one of them showed up today. Not Jop, not Mo, not Grabovich, not Truitt. Not a single one of them showed up today.
But I think we're underrating who's really at fault here.
Bob?
No.
You?
No.
I'm not going to do it's not Shane's fault.
No, it's not Shane's fault.
Whose fault is it?
I mean, come on. It's clearly the glass court. Clearly the glass court.
Iowa State played on the court too, man.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that part. No, I mean, look, from literally the moment that this game started, Arizona State was completely unprepared. And it's hilarious because this is an Iowa State team that Arizona State, the last time they played, not at a neutral site, but fully on the road, they played really well in the first half. And then they got their brakes blown out. Boom, done. Second half, it's over. The Iowa State goes on a run. Iowa State decided to go on a 40-minute run today.
Yeah.
And look, that's a prepared team. That's a well-coached team, too. Are they better? Do they have more talent? Absolutely. But let me tell you this. They are 1,000,000% one of the best coached teams that Arizona State has played all season. Otzelberger is a fantastic coach. And I think a very poetic thing that happened in this game is early in the game, they're talking to their sideline reporter on the broadcast. And it's after, I mean, ASU has more turnovers than points. It's bad, right? And she says,
no, real quick. Bad? Sorry to interrupt.
It was atrocious.
Yeah. Bad is like you're driving on the highway and your tire blows out.
Yeah.
This was
you were driving and you were on the freeway in the HOV lane.
Yeah.
And you took a hard right. Yeah. And just went all the way across traffic and then off the freeway.
A monkey grabbed the red button. That's what this was. A monkey has the nuclear code.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of what this was today.
I remember the sideline reporter saying, and I apologize, I don't remember the sideline reporter's name, that Bobby Hurley looked to his guys and said, you guys should not have me looking at my clipboard not knowing what play to call this early in the game. And my thought is, hey, man, your entire job, the thing that you are paid to do is to look at the clipboard and say, man, how do I help this? How do I fix this? Let me call a play to figure things out. And Iowa State knew that Arizona State was going to be unprepared. They knew that they couldn't run plays. That's why they were sending double teams every single possession. It's why they're able to force so many turnovers. And it's why Arizona State could not get in any sort of rhythm. Yeah, Iowa State's a great defensive team, but they did nothing to counter it. Iowa State knew that whatever they did to Arizona State, they could just bully them.
They did. That's what this was.
It was
bullying.
It was like Iowa State knew that they could walk in and push Arizona State around off the bat because of what happened in the second half of last game. And instead of standing up to the bully, like Arizona State just like curled in a ball.
And started crying and throwing up.
And they started punching themselves.
Yeah.
Like they were getting bullied by Iowa State and they said, let me help. I don't want you to do this alone. Let me hand you the ball. Let me step out of bounds on so many possessions. It's incredible. And then, look, we're doing a Love the Play, right? You know, Love the Play presented by our friends over at Arizona Lottery. My personal Love the Play, besides the game ending here, was in that first half, relatively early in the game. Bobby Hurley challenges a call. Bobby Hurley wins the challenge. And I'm at this point, I'm driving into the office, I'm listening to the game. And I
sunglasses still on.
Yes. I say out loud to myself alone in the car. I say, that's going to be hilarious when they immediately turn the ball over this possession after winning the challenge. And then they immediately turn the ball over after winning that challenge. Dude, I was hysterically laughing by myself in my car at that moment. Because it was just so pathetic. It was so pathetic. That's my Love the Play presented by our friends over at Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, my Love the Play was something that I've never seen before.
6 free throws in a possession.
Yeah, you get...
And then the ball back and they scored on the inbound.
You get a horrendous Pig Johnson foul that was just uncalled for and unnecessary, and then he tries to help the guy up. The ref splits him up. Jop maybe says something. I don't know. Looked soft to me.
Oh, the Jop technical.
They teed up Jop, and then Bob didn't like it, so they teed up Bob, and you had Iowa State getting 6 free throw attempts in the ball. I believe they went 5 of 6, and then a great inbounds play to score the 2 there. So that's my Love the Play. Shane, did you have a Love the Play from this throw up on a basketball court? No Love the Play. You loved all of it?
No, I hated the play.
You hated the play.
I hate the play.
I hate the play.
Presented by our enemies at the Arizona Lottery.
There was nothing I loved about this.
Yeah, no, that's 1000% fair. I mean, look, you started the watch along with me. Like, for you, like somebody who is an ASU basketball sicko.
You know what I thought you were about to say? Someone who is actually an ASU basketball fan, unlike you.
ASU basketball sicko.
Uh-huh.
Is there there's no excuse for this, right? Like, I get Iowa
No,
State's
there-
good.
There's never an excuse to lose by like a historic amount
Literally, this was the
I know.
largest point differential
in a Big 12
in a
tournament.
Big 12
tournament
tournament game
history.
in Big 12 history.
No, there's never an excuse to get blown out. Like there just isn't. You are an inferior team. You have inferior players. You have
An inferior coach.
like there's a reason why you were 12.5 point underdogs. You were 12.5 point underdogs. You were
What
not,
did you say to me when we sat down?
you were not 49.5 point underdogs.
Shane and I sat down this morning to do the post game, and I think right before we went live, Shane was like, I kind of like the 12 and a half, the plus 12 and a half. And I was like, man, I was just about to say that I think they lose by 13.
And my reasoning was I put my bias aside, and the way I bet is emotionally, like not my emotions, but how people feel. And when I see a coach in his last game, his last season, that gives me a boost. It's just unfortunate.
They lost by 49.
because you know that Bobby Hurley did everything he could to try to win this game.
It just wasn't good enough.
and it was 49 points, not enough.
They
Not
played this
enough.
team last week.
It was closer.
Like, that for me blows my mind too. Is like,
Yeah.
it's not like they threw anything new at you. You just sucked a lot more today than you did last week. And they were a lot better.
Iowa State played a lot better in this game.
And they're a great
At the
team.
start of the game, absolutely.
They're a
Like,
great team. Iowa State's a phenomenal team. Unacceptable. There's no way that you should ever get tossed around like a rag doll the way that Iowa State did to Arizona State today. And we're going to get some sound from Bobby Hurley in what I imagine is going to be an electric
I
post
think
game.
he's going to be subdued.
You think they're going to give a tranquilizer?
No, I think we're gonna see some emotion. Like I think he's gonna be like, not, I mean, obviously we see emotion, but like I think he's gonna be a little sad.
You think sad or mad?
Sad.
Bobby Hurley said Iowa State's physicality is, quote, different than anything I've ever seen. And then the follow-up on this person's tweet, Matthew Poston says he's seen it twice in 5 days.
I guess
That's mean.
I guess that's fair, man.
That's unnecessary and mean.
Shout out to Matthew Postons, who covers Big 12 basketball for Heartland.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Maybe not as interesting though as the by the numbers here. Take a look at just this embarrassing level
Sorry.
of statistical vomit for a second here.
The 3-point percentage is so awesome.
The only number that matters though is that final score 91-42 in favor of Iowa State. Iowa State played so well today, Shane didn't even give him a field goal percentage. Okay, and Arizona State
Infinity.
shot 32% to Iowa State's just dominant level of shooting in this one. I believe Iowa State on the morning,
They shot 51%.
they shot,
Okay.
51% to ASU's 32%.
They shot better from the field than Arizona State scored points in this game by 9.
Arizona State from 3 today was 1 of 19. They shot a whopping 5.3% from 3
Who hit
in
the
a
one?
Big 12 tournament
Don't look.
game.
Who hit the one?
Pig? Do you even know?
I know.
Is it not Pig?
It's not big.
Musin?
Nope. This
From-
player was 1 of 6.
Jop? No. Grabovich?
1 of 6 from 3.
Grabovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, disgusting. To Iowa State's 40%.
Yeah. Iowa
great.
State shot 10 of 25 from deep. Iowa State also over doubled them up on free throws, although ASU shot a way better percentage on free throws, 11 to 12 from the line. Take that for as you will. More rebounds, 6 assists for Arizona State to 23 turnovers. 6 assists to 23.
That's not even the craziest thing.
Turnovers.
The craziest thing is 23 turnovers and 20 fouls. They had 43 turnovers and fouls, one more than they did points in this game.
Iowa State had 4 more steals than Arizona State had assists. And Arizona State had 5 more turnovers than Iowa State had assists.
The thing about
And they scored 91 points.
the thing about this is it was never like, I know we talk often, and you especially talk about how this is a game of runs and, you can get hot. This was just from the jump bad. Like Iowa State had
run away.
Yeah, they ran away from the jump.
There was just a game of run.
Jump. It was offensive rebounds. It was turnovers. It was fouls. It was just bad basketball from Arizona State. Like, it wasn't like they came out, didn't have a plan, adjusted, and then made it close, or like slowly started to work their way back.
There's never adjusted.
From start to finish, you were getting smacked around by Iowa State. Bludgeoned, beaten, battered, smacked, crapped on.
So
all of the things, all of the bad that was, man. I cannot emphasize enough how pathetic of a performance that was by Arizona State. And again, I get it. Iowa State, really good basketball team. You are a Division I basketball team
in the second round of the Big 12 tournament
with a coach that's been here 11 seasons. And you lose by 49 points to a team you played 5 days ago on a neutral court. From the start of this game to the end of this game, it looked like Arizona State didn't want to be there. They didn't know where they were. They didn't know how to play basketball. They didn't know what country they were in. It was an atrocious performance from Arizona State at every facet. And that is how the Bobby Hurley era is going to end.
You ready for another number? This is a number that I would like you to guess, okay?
Okay.
So Sun Devil men's basketball at Sun Devil Hoops has tweeted.
Oh, no.
Final from Kansas City. ASU 42, ISU 91. I'd like you to guess the likes, retweets, and comments on that tweet. Let's start with likes. How many likes?
Minutes has it been out?
It has been up since 11:38, so it's been up for 30 minutes.
5 likes.
It's got 18 likes.
Okay. 3 retweets.
14 retweets.
Oh, okay.
How many comments do you think this post has?
37.
Nope.
More?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. 50. More?
Oh, yeah.
88.
75.
Wow. Wow, not good.
75 comments.
Bad. Very, 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 very.
That's how you know you
very bad.
That's how you know that something went wrong.
Yeah, everything went wrong. Everything went wrong in this one. Look, we still have a ton to talk about here on the PHNX Sun Devils postgame show. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Chat, how are we feeling about Arizona State's 49-point season-ending loss to Iowa State? We're going to continue the PHNX Sun Devils postgame show on the other side of our first break.
Hey, did your favorite men's college basketball team just lose by the largest margin in Big 12 tournament history? Does it have you down? Check out Pure Edible.
Yeah.
Of course, founded in Arizona and founded by 3 Arizona State alumni that were probably ripping out their hair this morning during this game. But guess what? They all calmed down when they took a calming Pure Edibles product because they blend CBN, CBG, CBD with marijuana-derived THC to get you the exact effect that you desire. And you want to know how they know that they're getting you the exact effect that you desire?
Tell me.
They label it on the tin so that you know if you want to be sleepy, if you want to be uplifted, if you want to be relaxed, if you want to be balanced. You know that that's going to happen to you. Gone are the days of indica sativa hybrid, the grab bag of you take something and you don't know how it's going to make you feel, and you end up being anxious because you didn't know it was going to make you feel like this, and now you're in this whole dilemma about even taking edibles in the first place. That's gone with Pure Edibles. Plus, they're easy to be ripped or bit in half, making them easily shareable or easy to dial in your exact dose. So if you're over the age of 21, go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across Arizona.
Do you guys want a chance to win a brand new Corvette? If the answer is yes, maybe, or even no, listen up, because you guys can drive into excitement with the fabulous Corvette giveaway, thanks to our friends over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, running from January 16th through April 24th. So still plenty of time to get in on the action. 4 casinos, 4 Corvettes, which means 4 chances to win big at Wild Horse Pass, Vequiva, Lone Butte, and Santan Mountain. But the real question is, how can you guys qualify? Well, here is how you could do it on a bunch of different days. Starting on Fridays, 6 p.m. through 8 p.m., they've got hourly drawings for free bonus play or a finale entry. Tuesdays and Saturdays, you guys can earn 4 times the entries when you play with the card. And then, of course, on Thursdays, 2 p.m. through 5 p.m., they've got the Hot Seat Finale qualifier. Make sure you play with the card for your shot. Of course, there is exclusive swag giveaways throughout the promotion. And like I said off the top, still plenty of time to get in on the action because the grand finales aren't until the end of April. For more information, make sure you visit playatgila.com. Don't miss your chance to accelerate into luxury, play, earn, and win at any of their 4 casino locations.
If nobody got me, I know that Anthony Totri is saying accelerate.
Accelerate, okay? Accelerate into luxury. Is that what you want?
Also, accelerate over to gophnx.com/intro for a $36 die-hard offer because of free agency frenzy. And hell, Arizona State men's basketball head coach Bobby Hurley is going to be a free agent soon. So I think we can get in on this. Just for $36, if you are a diehard, by the way, you get access to our diehard Discord, and you all know who is likely to be Bobby Hurley's replacement at this time. So be in the diehard Discord for that. Plus, we talk about all the other ASU sports, ASU baseball, big win last night. And, of course, you get access to exclusive written content on our website, exclusive video content. And, of course, you get a discount to all of our paid events and a free shirt when you sign up and so much more. Premium coverage all year long for just $36. So I sent a Bobby Hurley video. It's the only video we have. We'll work on getting it up. I don't know what the quality is like, but just a teaser. The question was asked if he has any regrets about his time at Arizona State.
No regrets?
No regrets.
Not even one letter.
No regrets. No regrets.
Oh, my goodness. Like, it's still kind of like, I guess, like processing for me that they just lost this game by 49 points. Like, that's the end of Bob's era, man.
It's over. It's done. Like, I know we've done this dance. We've done this dance for the last couple of weeks. Yeah. I actually owe a dance.
You do owe a dance.
I do owe.
Is that how today. Is that how we're going to finish
today? I'm not dancing on Bob's grave. I'm not doing that today, okay? But
do a quick gritty on the grave?
We've had these conversations over the past couple of weeks because Arizona State has won some pretty big games. And they have deserved the credit for that for sure. Texas Tech, Kansas, like these are big wins, right? And we've done this dance of like, well, what if? What if the miraculous happens? What if they do this? What if they do that? What if they do this? What if they do that? Totri, no more. It's definite. It's over. It's not official.
Bobby Hurley is not coming back.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Does it feel any different now that it's over?
I wish it didn't end like this. Like this.
I don't think anybody wanted it to end like this.
Well, I'm sure there's some folks in Tucson that loved that it ended.
No,
like
they
this.
want Bobby to stick around. I was saying this on the watch along. If this was the perfect ending of like a Disney Channel movie, it would just fade to black after they beat Kansas. That would have been the end of it. That would have been the perfect bookend. But instead, you play Iowa State, you barely beat Baylor, and then you play Iowa State again, and now you're sitting here in your own pile of poop, just wondering what went wrong.
It's just, it sucks. And I know again, like we've been harsh on Bob. I think deservedly so, given what this has been. And I said it on the watch along that this is not just a Bobby Hurley loss. Right? This is on everybody associated with the program. This is, you went to go bake a cake, and it's not just the chef's fault, the baker's fault that it turned out like trash, right?
Yeah.
Because you bought the wrong flour, for your frosting, you got blue cheese. Like, it's horrible. You got goose eggs instead of regular eggs. Like, every ounce of the performance today from top to bottom was atrocious, and everybody is at fault. And I think, again, like, it is going to be interesting to see 5 years from now how people remember Bobby Hurley in his time at Arizona State, because this is it. He's not coming back. There's not going to be another contract. He's not going to coach. I would be floored if they let him coach in the Crown or, the NIT or any
if they
of those.
even I don't even know they'd be invited to that.
It's just not going to happen. And they're not going to let him coach even if they do accept it. Like, it's just simply not going to be the case. He is the second winningest coach in program history. There were some high highs, some low lows. But to go out like this, I think is going to maybe taint that legacy just a little bit. Because I do think when people outside of this, if it was just like a 5-6 point loss or a 10-point loss, whatever, like, okay, Bobby Hurley and his team went out in a respectable fashion in the Big 12 tournament to a better team, right? Yeah. With better players, better coach, whatever. This is embarrassing. And I think it is, again, just kind of like the exclamation point for a lot of Arizona State fans that have been really fist on the table saying it's time for a new era. Close this chapter of the book. They're going to get what they wanted. Bobby Hurley's not going to be back at Arizona State. It's just simply not going to happen. Now, for what's next, we've talked about it a lot in the Die Hard Discord about who's going to be the next guy. If you want to know who that is, then go ahead and sign up to become a PHNX diehard. Again, you got that intro offer. We've been talking a lot about it in the diehard Discord over the last several days.
It's not just the coaching news that you get. Like, everything that you see out there that's reported, you usually see it first in the diehard Discord.
Yeah, a lot of it. So there are a lot of ASU diehards that have been kind of floored by that discussion.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's all that I'll say.
Yeah.
I mean, I for one am like, Greg Popovich, what are you doing?
Yeah. Right. I was going to go more in the Phil Jackson.
Fair enough.
Era.
So the audio of the clip is not great. Do you want me to read you what Bobby Hurley had to say about his time at ASU?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Quote, "It's been a long road and a special time. 2 of my kids graduated from there. I've coached great young men. I've had terrific moments over the years, and this is a great university. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I haven't had any conversations yet. I don't have any regrets. I've laid it out all on the line every night the best I could." I don't think he's wrong. I don't think that effort and care and want have ever been a question with Bobby Hurley. Never. He has always been fully committed to bringing his absolute best to Arizona State. The problem has been his absolute best just has not been anywhere close to good enough.
It has at times.
But you know what I'm saying.
No, yeah. I mean, again, like you look at the big picture here, and it's just simply not been enough. And it sucks that, again, like it's going out this way in a game that you were never close in, right? It was never like you put up a good fight in this one. Everybody played bad. Literally every single player on your roster that checked in today played horrible. You had multiple players foul out. The coaching side of it was, pathetic. I saw something I've never seen before, which was a team attempt 6 free throws and get the ball.
Just immaculate stuff.
Like it was just, you were unprepared. You were simply unprepared to face a team that you played 5 days ago, that you knew was a good team, that you knew had a chance to do some special things. And again, like there was no part of me that thought Arizona State was going to go into this game and win, but you expect some semblance of competition, some sort of back and forth, even if it's for the first 5 minutes of the game, right? Like, I don't know if this is news, but you start off 0-0 with a jump ball at center court.
Yeah.
You had the same opportunities that they did, and literally from that first possession, Arizona State didn't stand a chance. Again, emphasizing, Arizona State in this game had 23 turnovers and 20 personal fouls. They had 42 points.
And 43,000 turnovers.
I've never seen it before. So I guess at that, like, thanks, Bob, for giving me one thing that I haven't seen before.
One
last wow, right?
Yeah.
One last look around and be like, are we seeing this right? Because that's what this was.
Do you know the leading scorer was tonight?
I don't. For ASU?
Yeah, for ASU. 13 points. 2 of 6 from the field, but 9 of 10 from the free throw line.
Grabovich?
Nope.
Truitt?
Yep.
Who played, it wasn't good.
31 minutes tonight. Next leading scorer was 8 points from Jop, who was invisible tonight. Completely invisible.
Crazy to be invisible at 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Jop's a really good player. I've said it over and over again, but he has disappeared these last 2 games.
So is Mo Odom.
Yeah, Mo, I do feel I feel a little bad for Mo, man. I do. Mo Odom fouls out tonight with 2 points, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 5 from deep, 3 turnovers to 2 assists. His 2 points were Iowa State threw the ball away, and he grabbed it on the fast break and laid it up uncontested. Brutal 2 games for Mo Odom. After averaging 17 points.
Yeah, he was the team's best scorer.
Yeah, he's the team's best player.
All year long.
All year long.
And then you just go completely missing, which was okay yesterday when you, were against Baylor and everybody else picked up the slack.
Yeah, everybody's
right?
hitting threes. You're hitting a massive amount of threes.
But there was no way that was going to work again today. There was no way that you were going to face a team like Iowa State and not have Mo Odom or Masamba Diop at their best, and then you were just going to rely on everybody else to pick up the slack.
Both of them to be at their best, and then some, right?
Exactly.
From everybody else. One more thing that we all saw that was crazy: a timeout.
17
right
seconds
after you
in.
pass half.
17 seconds into the second half.
The first possession of the half, Modem dribbles into no man's land and gets double teamed. And Bobby calls a time. At that point, you're like, yeah, you had 16 points at the half, so a hell of a 26-point effort in the second half, but you knew that there was zero chance that it even became competitive. Iowa State had 45 points in the first half, and it was their lowest scoring half of the day. Scored 46 in the second half.
Do you know?
Iowa State scored more in the first half than Arizona State scored the entire game.
Yeah.
They had 45 to 42.
They did. What was it, 45 to 16 at halftime?
Yeah, 45 to 16. They had 16 points at halftime.
I want to know, everybody in the chat, how you guys are going to remember the Bobby Hurley era, seemingly over as it is now. Because, again, it's rough, right? It is. And Travis, who's an Iowa State fan, says, if I didn't like you guys, there'd be so many screenshots from your game.
I think Travis, were you the one that saw me wear a banana costume and tweeted about it? Because I feel like we bonded after that.
Love that for you guys. We are going to hopefully get some sound from Bobby Hurley for you guys shortly. We also are going to be joined by the Big 12's very own Chance Johnson, who was in the locker room post-game, who talked with Bobby Hurley following the game here shortly. So I'm really excited to see what he has to say about the game, kind of what the sentiment was like post-game from both the players and, of course, from Bobby Hurley as well. Still a lot to get into here on the PHNX Sun Devils post-game show, and we're going to get into all of it and more on the other side of our final break.
The best part about today is that I've been wearing a Brandon Bills hat. This
True.
is a PHNX Brandon Bills hat. Let me just
wow.
Bang. You see that? That's
Is that
logo.
you whistling, or was it just like that happened?
I think it was everybody else in this room going like, damn, that's a sexy hat.
Yeah.
Look at this. Like, this logo is so nice, and I've worn this hat a ton, and it's held up great because Brandon Bills has you covered with snapback, truckers, beanies, fitted, and tees. And I get it. Maybe you don't want to rep ASU men's basketball right now, but that's okay because the logo works for football too, baby. And every time you go to a football game in Mount America Stadium, you look around and everybody's wearing Brandon Bills hats. The athletes are wearing Brandon Bills hats when they're out and about. Of course, the fans are wearing Brandon Bills hats, and of course, us here on PHNX Sun Devils are wearing Brandon Bills hats. They have partnerships with 40 universities, including ASU. They do charity work with U of A if you're interested in that. They also partner with the Phoenix Suns, and they're a local company out of Mesa, Arizona. Brandon Bills, well, they're just perfect. Especially if you want your own custom headwear you can make for your own fantasy football league, your small or your big business, and you want to make it a little bit more official. Put your own logo on it with Brandon Bills. Head to BrandonBills.com. Use code BBPHNX for 15% off your first order.
Look, there are wants in life and there are needs. You, of course, want a checking account that's got those built-in perks and benefits. And, hey, you need a checking account. Everybody in this room, everybody in the chat, I'm sure you guys have yourself a checking account. So why not have one that has those built-in benefits? Of course, we're talking about Mountain America Credit Union's My Style checking account. Some perks that you guys can get in on the action, those restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel and events. And guess what, Erik?
What?
There is more.
Get outta here.
Because there's always more with Mountain America Credit Union. Make my style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. And if you're an Arizona State fan, if you support Sun Devil athletics, well, so does Mountain America Credit Union, because, of course, home to the Arizona State Sun Devil football team is none other than Mountain America Stadium. Make sure you visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration/activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Got bad news.
No.
Yeah, there's no good audio quality videos out there. Bob's
A bummer.
comments.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, at least
It doesn't seem like he's saying anything. And the thing is, from what I've gathered, there has not been any sort of crash out or anything crazy. It's been a lot of like, I'm grateful for my time. I don't know what's up next. I still want to coach. We haven't had any conversations yet.
same.
Yeah, like I'm proud of these guys. These guys fought hard. Like, I don't think that we're gonna be getting.
What would you ask,
want.
Bob? What would be
Do
your
you
first
enjoy
question?
playing these games earlier in the day so that you can actually eat?
That would be your question.
Yeah, probably. It'd probably be the only thing to get a unique answer at this point.
Shane, do you think you'd have a question for Bobby Hurley if you were sitting there post game?
No.
No questions.
No.
I would maybe just ask him like just a very simple like, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm sure he'd say
No,
not
like,
good.
No, but like, how are you feeling about not just this season, but just like staring down this summer? Like, obviously, there's been like a lot of news. I'm not going to ask you to talk about the news. I just want to know like, how are you feeling? I would be fascinated.
How are you doing, Bob? That would be the question.
I'd be fascinated to hear what he had to say. This is the guy who's like sometimes like I'm scared to wake up in the mornings.
Yeah.
I'd be fascinated to hear what he had to say.
I think he's scared to go to sleep now. I think that's. I
think he wants to
what
go
it
to
is.
sleep.
Yeah, that's fair. Jacob says, just ask him why. Why,
Hey,
Bob?
Bob.
You know what? I want to
Why?
ask him after this. You gonna take a year off? You should take a year off. Bob, take a year off.
Bobby.
Go to Japan and
Off.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Just start coaching in Japan.
Stop recruiting.
That would be cool.
Jaden Quaintance in Japan. Hang out with your family.
Somebody in the chat said give Bobby the same NIL as Kenny.
No.
First off, that's never gonna happen.
We're not gonna hand the toddler a key to the car.
Yeah, and again, like you can't give a program that type of money when they haven't warranted it. Bobby Hurley has done nothing at Arizona State throughout his tenure that would warrant giving him a sizable amount of NIL or a sizable amount of revenue sharing. Like, what did he do with Quaintance and Sandin? What did he do with Amir Ali? What did he do years ago with Holder Evans and Cody Justice? Right? What did he do with Lou Dort? What did he do with any of those guys? Nothing. Nothing worth noting. Nothing that lives in the record books of Arizona State in the postseason, which is where stuff matters. Regular season records mean nothing. Regular season achievements mean nothing when you falter out and fail in the postseason. And that's exactly what this is. You failed in the postseason again. You weren't ever going to make the NCAA tournament. Did you exceed your expectations in the regular season? Yes. Arizona State played better than a lot of people, us included, thought that they would play throughout a regular season. That's great. That warrants a clap. That warrants a pat on the back. Good job. Now, when it really matters, what did you do in the postseason? You beat a bad Baylor team that couldn't even wipe their own nose, and then you got pumped by Iowa State.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what the tenure's been like. And I get there are those folks that say that Bobby Hurley took Arizona State to NCAA tournaments, more NCAA tournaments really than any other coach has in however many years. That's cool. The standard has been what for such a long period of time? Raise the bar. I don't care what the investment is. I don't care what the money is. I really don't. Like you should have a higher standard than getting your ass beat by 49 points at 9:30 in the morning by a team you saw 5 days ago.
Well, and let's be honest here. Like, yeah, like success and postseason runs, like those are certainly things that this athletic department cares about. Do you want to know the number one thing they care about? Do fans give a bleep?
Yeah.
Because usually those things go hand in hand, but like, are fans showing up? Are fans excited about your sport? Are people talking positively about that sport? We've seen this athletic department turn the football program from the lowest it has literally ever been to one of the highest it's literally ever been.
Yeah.
Right? And doing that by changing the coach, changing the culture, changing the program. You absolutely cannot just go business as usual. And yeah, has it only been Bobby's fault? No. But what's tangible is that Arizona State can invest more in infrastructure, which they have committed to doing. They can invest more in NIL, which we know that they're going to be doing. Bobby has even said that they're competitive, right? We've seen Bobby's limitations as a coach. I think that Bobby has a higher floor as a coach than a lot of people maybe want to give him credit for. I think this season is a pretty good example of that. But 11 years of that without ever having a high ceiling once. Once. That's the thing is, once. That's not sustainable for keeping fans bought into a program.
Bielsa snuck in as a first 4 after starting 12-0 and ranked number 5 is what I'll always remember in a shitty conference. Yeah. And I know there's U of A trolls here like Braden says, why not? Bobby has beat U of A more than Kenny Dillingham has. Like, come on.
Also, Bad Bat says they're still the NIT. Bobby also said after the game that he has not talked to ASU.
Bobby will not be coaching Arizona State.
This was the last game.
In any of those tournaments. He won't be. It's just not going to happen. Arizona State is ready to move on, right? Yeah. Everybody, I think, is ready to move on. Even Bobby, right? Like,
why would he want to stay at this point? I know he wants to keep coaching, but like, why would anybody on any side want this to continue any further?
Because there's those that, I don't know, I love average, that are just like, this is the best you're going to do. This is the best the Arizona State basketball program will ever be. They'll lose by 49 points to Iowa State. Like, that's just a sorry way to look at it. It is. I'm sorry if you disagree with me on that. But, like, Arizona State's next coach is likely somebody that is not going to be a big, flashy name. It's not going to be somebody that is like Bobby Hurley in any sense. Is it going to be somebody that is younger, maybe has a better vision for the program? Yes, most likely. Is it going to be somebody that can hopefully get the fan base bought back into this program even a little bit? Yes, but this isn't going to be a big flashy name. Mm-hmm. This isn't going to be an otherworldly hire that's on ESPN that everybody looks around and says, wow, watch out for Arizona State in the Big 12. This is going to be a process. It is going to be a build, as every single version of Arizona State men's basketball has been. And I'll tell you what, if Herb Sendek built, I don't know, a condo, Bobby built a nice, decent house. He built an all right house, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, not really a yard. Okay? Is that what you want? Probably not in the Big 12 when everybody else has mansions.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else has penthouses. Okay? The next guy is going to be starting from the ground floor. He's not going to just immediately start with what Herb did. He's not going to start with what Bobby did. He's going to start by building a hut. That is how it's got to be. If you want to get the resources, if you want to get the backing, if you want to get the support, if you want to get all the things that you need in this era of college basketball to be successful and build those mansions and penthouses like everybody else in this conference does, you got to find a way to do it the same way that Kenny did it in 2024. You got to go find that talent somewhere. You got to get them to buy into the vision at Arizona State, and you got to find a way to win with your guys.
Yeah.
What you can't do is this. You can't miss the tournament year over year over year over year over year and blame it on COVID. Can't do that.
No.
You can't have a decent conference or non-con and then just slobber all over yourself in conference play.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good the conference is. You cannot do it.
And it's possible. The team that you played today, in 2021, do you want to know what their record was in conference play?
Arizona State?
No. Iowa State. 2021. Can you tell me what Iowa State's overall record was and what their record was in conference play?
How many conference games they play?
18.
Let's go 8-10.
They were 0-18.
Wow. Okay.
In the 2021 season, their record was 2-22. And 0-18 in conference play, shortened season. That was Iowa State a half a decade ago.
Yeah.
After that, Iowa State was 7-11 in conference games, then 9-9 in conference games, then 13-5, 13-7, and this season 11-4. This is a team in Iowa State that has had a lot of really good seasons, for sure. But they had a very low point half a decade ago. Mm-hmm. And you look at what they have been able to do since then with this coach, Otzelberger, who's like the opposite of Bobby Hurley, stone cold.
Yeah.
Almost scary.
He is scary.
He's
Dude
scary.
definitely puts 3 plates on each side of the bar and just reps it. like it's nothing.
But he doesn't breathe while he's doing it.
No, he just holds his breath, repping 315.
Just completes. He doesn't work out with music.
Yeah.
Just complete silence.
He works out with opera.
That's the thing here. And Travis, who's a Cyclones fan, says, ISU went 2-22 in 2021 and was a Sweet 16 in 2022. Don't slow walk a rebuild. Tempe, so easy to recruit. Quit acting like you can't do this. That's the thing is, I don't know if it's going to be a 1 year, you're in the Sweet 16 the next year. Like that is a very rare thing. But to act like it is impossible for Arizona State to be at a higher standard and to be better than what they are right now, and that bringing in a new culture and bringing in a new coach might not completely just change things.
Yeah.
Like it is discrediting what this program could be. Nobody, and I mean nobody, outside of Arizona State was sitting there and telling you that Arizona State football could be a perennial contender in the Big 12 and could be a college football playoff contender and could be a team that's getting an Marion Miller and a Reed Harris. When Herm Edwards left, when Herm Edwards was coaching, nobody thought that was possible.
Yeah.
With ASU women's basketball, where that program was after Natasha Adair was there, if I told you they'd be as good as they were this year, before you knew who the head coaching hire was, just the last game of Natasha Adair ends and you look forward to this next year, and you say that there are going to be records broken for how many games they're
24 wins
for at the beginning of the season, you would have told me no. Not you, but I'm just the royal you, right? So let's not boo-boo and this program can't get better. We're screwed. No.
They can. They can, and it's hard. And I'm with you, Jack. Like, I agree. I think they can turn the program around quick. But this is going to be difficult because, yes.
He still start with a hut, but he might be able to turn that hut into a very nice road.
Yeah, no, I'm more so saying, and I think CJ said it earlier, right? Could you imagine if a football coach kept his job for 11 years but only made 3 bowl games?
Yeah.
Like, at what point is enough enough? This is clearly it, right? You don't give somebody a contract extension and they go out like this. That's certainly not what was ever going to happen. It is going to be a process. I think it is going to take time, especially with who they're bringing in next. I think it is going to fire up a certain part of the fan base. But I think there is going to be another part of the pessimistic side that are like, hey, like, why? Why did we get somebody with not a ton of experience? Why did we get somebody that, doesn't necessarily have the biggest name in college basketball? And the answer is because if we're being real, there are not a lot of folks that want this job.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of folks that want to come coach at Arizona State where you are not going to be getting football money. Heck, you're probably lucky to get women's basketball money. You're not getting baseball money, right? Everybody in terms of like the fan base thinks of ASU men's basketball as just like, ugh, like why would you want to go do that right now?
Yeah.
Right? So it is a project. Yes, Tempe is easy to recruit to, especially if you come visit this place, but you don't have that type of money to pay those players. Like you don't have the history side of things.
You don't have the facilities. Like Weatherup's fine, but you don't have the facilities.
So yeah, it is going to be a project. Can they turn it around? For sure. You got to get the right guy in the building.
You need to get somebody who really cares and believes.
And
right?
the guy that they will hire cares about this place.
And that's kind of the thing. And I get that people's doubts about maybe not going for a big name, right? But let's be honest here. If you're getting a bigger name at the end of their career, like a McDermott, for example, will they really believe in turning this program around? Or will they just think like, oh, I can coach here and I can figure it out? You need somebody, and I'm appreciative of Travis, who's in the chat now, who is an Iowa State fan, and like is talking about how, you're just going to need to find a culture guy like Otzelberger.
Wow.
And that'll change, right? You can find a culture guy. You can find somebody that cares.
Yeah.
You can find somebody who treats Arizona State men's basketball like it's supposed to be treated, like it's the most important thing in their life. So to think that people can't change that and can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. And they can't. And CJ says, "I care. Make me the next head coach." They also have to be good at coaching basketball.
Yeah,
but
not that you aren't, CJ.
I haven't seen your resume, CJ. You have as many tournament wins as Bobby. I'll say that.
So, Chance should be joining us here shortly. That 49-point win over Arizona State. Just putting this into context again, the all-time Big 12 tournament record for margin of victory. It is the third largest margin in any conference tournament game.
Wow.
Since 2000. That was a historic ass kicking. Not just in Big 12 standards. Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, ACC, the MAC. Find me another one. The WAC, the NEC, all of it.
Felt like it. You know, that's one of those stats where you say it and the reaction of people when they hear it is very telling to what's going on, because I heard that and I was like, yeah. They scored 16 points and a half. And it was only 16 because Bryce Ford hit a lucky layup at the end of it. It was really 14. Iowa State scored more in both halves than Arizona State scored in the entire game.
Yeah. They did, man.
It's really bad.
And it's tough to stomach.
Hey,
It
CJ
really
says, 4-year varsity starter, played 2 years of JUCO ball, and coached a JV team to a 16-4 record. Hey now.
Give him a blank check.
Hey now.
Give him a blank check.
Hey now.
NIL money, and let's see what CJ can build, huh? Let's see about that. Anna in the chat, until you guys fix your arena and give more money, no coach will succeed at ASU. I mean, you have DFA renovations that are set for a couple years from now, so I'm not too worried about facilities. Something that you'll get done in the future, but
Like you can't just change that overnight.
no,
Like that's not like a hey this summer Graham Rossini's gonna snap his fingers and all of a sudden like DFA is gonna be a top facility in the Big 12.
that'd be cool.
That's just not how this works.
No, it's not how it works at all. And again, like you're going to get your guy in here and it's going to be a little bit of a build, and that's okay. And eventually, you'll have some facilities that are worth talking about and worth seeing in Tempe. But for now, we do have the Big 12's Chance Johnson joining us now in Kansas City for the Big 12 men's basketball tournament here to talk a little Arizona State hoops. Chance, I mean, you're a Sun Devil, man. You're somebody that went to Arizona State, experienced the Bobby Hurley era. What'd you think of that thorough ass kicking that we just saw out there today?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on. Obviously, it was a tough one for Arizona State, and that's to put it lightly. Obviously, they were working uphill, taking on a top 10 team in the country in Iowa State. On top of that, when you get to the Big 12 tournament here in Kansas City, that's like a home game. It isn't any neutral sites. And actually, Arizona State is very fortunate that this was an 11:30 game local time and not something at night, because then it would have been even worse. With that being said, obviously, they struggled. And once again, that's putting it lightly. And that will likely be how we will see Bobby Hurley leave as the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils. What I can tell you is conversations I've had just around the program, it appears to be that he's at peace. Like this, the writing has been on the wall for a long time, and everybody's seen it. People have seen the reports. It just kind of is what it is. And so now, like for some Sun Devils, they will get their wish, and there'll be a new head coach for Arizona State. The question is, can Graham Rossini find the right guy to help make Arizona State not just good, but just relevant in basketball? Because obviously, like when you're in the Big 12, you talk about teams like the Kansases, the Arizonas, Houston, Iowa State. They have a long way to go, and I don't know if the next guy they hire can magically fix some of the issues that they have. But obviously, they have to get it right in this next one.
Chance, you were there obviously for post game today talking to coach and players, and then you also had a chance to sit down with Bobby Hurley yesterday. You've heard that he's at peace with this. What were the vibes and kind of how things were feeling after this game today?
Yeah, it's almost like well, there it is, right? And not saying that necessarily from Bobby, but even like the players, because it's kind of interesting that you don't usually see like players knowing that their coach is probably not going to come back. Now, granted, for the the top players like a Mo Odom or a Allen, like these guys are seniors, so like it really want to impact them, moving forward. But they loved Hurley, and so for them it's like, hey, he took a chance on us, and so like that's my guy. We're riding with him, right or wrong. And so I think we even saw some of that yesterday when they took on Baylor. I think Baylor's a more talented team than Arizona State, and they certainly is. Like, make no mistake about it, Baylor has 2 potential first-round picks, and they competed hard for Bobby Hurley because he means that much to them. But obviously that wasn't enough today against Iowa State, and so once again now it's like, all right, cool. Well, what's next as Arizona State looks for potentially their next new head coach?
For you, again, somebody that has kind of been around Arizona State basketball for some time before, going and doing what you've done with the Big 12 and kind of in Houston as well. Do you think that this loss, again, 49 points, the biggest margin of victory, in Big 12 history, it's one of the biggest in any conference tournament over the last 26 seasons. How do you think this loss impacts the way that maybe Sun Devil fans will look back and remember Bobby Hurley's time?
I don't think this loss will impact it too much, and it shouldn't because like I think like if you were out on Bobby Hurley, you were probably out. You were out before this game. You know what I mean? I don't know if this necessarily changed it a ton because this isn't the first time that they've had some embarrassing losses. Let's call it what it is. However, the thing about the Bobby Hurley experience is, the highs were really high, right? And we were, we were there together as students. When he first came in the program, I remember when it was Remy Martin and Zion Cheatham and Cody Justice and Shannon Evans, like that, and guard you, and that was a thing, right? And it was a sense of pride to put on an Arizona State jersey. And just as of late, we just haven't seen that as much. Now, once again, we even saw it this season where they beat Kansas, and that was a big deal. Like they've had some nice wins, but they were able to do in Maui, beating Texas, and Odom had a big game. But ultimately, in the Big 12, that's not enough to compete. You have to be consistent, and that would be my biggest thing that I would say that lacked under Bobby Hurley is consistency. And once again, the highs were high, but then the lows were what we saw today.
Yeah, not even close. Right?
No, I mean, yeah.
49 points. This game wasn't close at any point, man.
And I think kind of like you said, Chance, like we've been along kind of this whole time. And obviously like ASU fans have as well, but all of us here, including, Shane behind the Mac, we've covered this team in a bunch of different extents, either being there in the building, being at press conferences, doing post-game shows. And I remember talking earlier in the season after they beat a Texas Tech where it was like, I can't find myself being like, oh, but like, let's keep this momentum going because we've seen that story play out over and over and over again. Do you feel like at the next stop for Bobby Hurley, since he's very much expressed that he wants to continue to coach, that maybe that is something that can be fixed and it's maybe just like when Arizona State and Bobby Hurley are together, like there's this weird voodoo that won't let them capitalize on these big moments and maybe there's just a missing piece that Bobby needs from a different program?
You know, I will say this too, right? And this is as somebody who has, some criticism of the state of Arizona State program. After kind of talking this weekend, and I've learned some of the challenges financially that ASU will have to overcome. Once again, I don't know if a coach is coming in right away, you're gonna see a big difference, honestly. Especially like, and actually, this point was kind of raised to me earlier. Like when it comes to NIL, obviously, you got to pay to play, right? Bobby was able to bring in some NIL money, the little bit that he did have. And listen, like to be frank, Arizona State was near the bottom of the conference in NIL funding, and that's not going to get it done. There are people who are donating to Arizona State because of Bobby Hurley, and so this is not to say like Arizona State should or shouldn't move on, but like that's another challenge that until the new coach who comes in is able to solve like the talent level is going to be questionable, and if you don't have talent, you have nothing in the Big 12, right? And so, in addition to talent, you need great coaching, and so whoever it is, like next year is going to be rough. I'm telling you that right now because there's absolutely no foundation for whoever comes in next, and the funding isn't great. That's just the reality of the situation, and that's something that the next coach will have to decide if they want to deal with or if they want to wait for another opportunity.
1,000%. I've been told point blank period that there is at least one donor that if Bob's gone, he's done. He's done funding the roster. He's done donating the program because there are those folks that have such a high respect for Bobby Hurley, and I don't think there's ever been anybody that covers Arizona State or that watches Arizona State hoops that has anything to do or has anything bad to say about Bobby Hurley as a person. Right. I think everybody loves and respects Bobby off the court. And there are some things that I think there are certainly some disagreements. There are certainly some questions on how the on the court product has transpired and evolved over the years, and ultimately it's led to the likely end of a long 11-year tenure at Arizona State. And if there was ever any conversation about a potential run to get to the NCAA tournament, how do you save Bob's job? This loss firmly puts an exclamation point on the end of that tenure for Bobby Hurley. And Chance, this is just obviously one of several games. Iowa State, certainly a giant player here in the Big 12. For any Big 12 fans that we do have, still curious kind of about the rest of the Big 12 tournament, has there been anything else as to those first round games or any other games that we'll see today that maybe have stuck out to you or surprised you at all?
So yeah, there's this kid who plays for BYU. He's really, really good. I don't know if you've heard of him. Like he's a freshman, right? He's like 6'8", 6'9", can shoot it, super athletic. You know what? Like if I was a GM, he might be a diamond in the rough, right? Like he's a guy that like if people pass on him, I would feel very comfortable taking. He goes by the name AJ DePonsa, right? So
Oh,
good. That's the guy. Have you heard of him? If not, you
I
sleeping, right? No,
I think maybe once or twice.
yeah, yeah. No, listen, man. I watched him yesterday. I've seen. I mean, listen, I'm not an unk in this business, right? We around all the same age, but I've seen some college basketball players. He's as good as anybody that I've seen in person. And I saw Cooper Flag last year, but like his ability to get buckets in so many different ways. And a lot of it is I'm just better than you. I'm bigger than you. I am more athletic than you, and I'm more talented than you. Do something about it. And most of the country has not been able to do it for him individually. Obviously, BYU, like the team success, is lacking at times, but that's not AJ DeMoss's fault. I'll tell you that much. But yesterday he had 40, first freshman in Big 12 conference tournament history to have 35 and 5. Phenomenal player. He's really good. The game we got going on right now is actually interesting too. UCF versus Cincinnati. These are two teams who are trying to solidify a spot in the tournament. UCF have been playing very well. If they win today, they're probably locks. Cincinnati needs some help, but if they beat UCF, that goes a long way in their favor. So I think as we get into later into day two and then moving forward, it's going to get more and more fun. And if you like basketball, the Big 12 tournament is where it's at. So much talent, so many great teams. It's a lot of fun here in Kansas City.
Chance, last one from me. I need you to give me two teams. I want you to tell me who you think is winning the Big 12 tournament, and who do you think will be the last Big 12 team standing in the other tournament that's coming up later this month.
It's actually going to be the same answer, and I feel like you guys aren't going to like this.
Already kind of
We
knew.
love Houston, okay? We're all Houston fans here, right? Go Cougs. We're all feeling the same way, Chance. You don't even got to say it.
Listen, man. Obviously, like I went to Arizona State, but this Arizona team is so good, and they're so good that like obviously I cover the conference as a whole, but I'm able to get over whatever little bias that I have because like as a team, they can just beat you in so many different ways. And I think like listen, we've all joked about in the past how Arizona's had good teams before, but they get to the NCAA tournament, they've faltered. We've seen that a number of times. I don't think that's going to happen this year because, as I mentioned, they can beat you so many different ways. Great defensively, have star talent. Obviously, they have the Player of the Year. That's debatable. Ask around. They have the best freshman outside of AJ. A top three freshman in Braden Burris, right? Kingston, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, and then Braden Burris. I thought he played like a freshman of the year type caliber. And then on top of that, great coaching, Tommy Lloyd. And then if they don't make their shots, they'll pound you, on the boards. And so they can just beat you so many different ways. That bodes well, not just here in Kansas City for the conference tournament, but also in the NCAA tournament. So I actually have them winning both. I could see Houston or even Iowa State too. Like those are your three teams. And I'm interested to see too. Last thing is just saw AJ DeBonsa. He had 40, 30. Set the Big 12 conference tournament record. Darren Peterson, talk to me. And I said AJ DeBonsa was the best player I've seen in person. I haven't seen Darren Peterson play in person yet. And the first time that Kansas played BYU and Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa were on the court together, Peterson was clearly showed that he was the better player that night. So we won't get that matchup likely in this tournament, but I want to see Darren Peterson in person. I'm excited to see what type of talent that he is.
The Big 12's Chance Johnson. Follow him on social at Chancellor TV. Chance, I'll get you out of here on this. For those of you that have been keeping up with the PHNX Sun Devils Show for some time, a few years back, you saw me have to go to a Waffle House for 12 hours, in large part because of the fantasy football punishment that Chance and I are in the same league. So I just need to know, Chance, who are you taking in the first round? I gotta get the notes down now. That way I know where to look, because every trade deadline I get a text from Chance Johnson like, "Hey, are we open for business, or what are we doing here?" Every year, no fail, man.
But you know what? See, what I like about you, though, you're never scared to pull the trigger. You know, y'all know how it is. You get in some fancy leagues, and some guys, they want to clutch their pearls. You can't have my player. But Anthony is always willing to do business for the right price. One thing I always liked about you, my brother.
And that's
Big
his,
business,
and
Totri.
that's his biggest flaw.
But what I will say, hey, listen, you know, earlier this morning they had both French toast and waffles. So if you are in a waffle mood, I can slide you some. You know what I'm saying? Just I can send to the PHNX studios. Just let me know.
You know, it's never good when the guy you're in a fantasy football league is like, the one thing I like about you is that you'll trade with me.
Chance Johnson, the one and only appearance on the PHNX Sun Devils Show with the both of us. Chance, we appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of that tourney.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Chance.
Again, follow Chance at Chancellor TV. Always great to have Chance on. Rubus, obviously a lot of that same talk with Arizona State as it relates to Bobby Hurley, his future within the program. He's at peace with it. There's the understanding.
I'm glad he's at peace.
That it's going to be gone, that he's going to be gone. The era is over. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I think the most fascinating thing that we heard from Chance, and a lot of fascinating things. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy.
He is. He's great.
Hey,
I recommend if you love the Big 12, you give him a follow.
He's very good at his job. And just as we say that he leaves, okay, he sucks. That guy's awful. No, but the most interesting thing that he talked about was the money. Because Bobby Hurley did not throw the school under the bus when he talked about NIL with Doug Haller. He said, we are competitive. But what Chance was saying was they're already the worst.
Yeah, one of the worst.
And they're going to get worse.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But can you get some excitement? Can you get some people behind you? Can you be scrappy? Can you be fun? And being scrappy and fun this year isn't enough because it's year 11. Being scrappy and fun of year 1 of a new coach is enough to keep people entertained. We'll see how long he's around officially, and we'll see how long it takes to officially replace him. Those are the things that we're looking forward to now.
ASU's still in the tournament. Devin Cambridge just checked in the bowl game.
Wow. Huge. Absolutely huge. Again, sign up to become a PHNX diehard. We've had a lot of discussion around the most likely next Arizona State men's basketball coach when it's all said and done. Expect the Sun Devils to move quick on this. And one thing that I will say about the future of the program is, at this point in time, expect another Sun Devil to lead in Arizona State programs, similar to the way that Kenny Dillingham, a former Sun Devil, leads ASU football. Fully expect an alumni to lead the program moving forward. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow the show, PHNX_Sun Devils, to keep up with all things Arizona State. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Leche Larry here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You can follow the Deli Man at Shane Deef.
Defending and going to war for Bobby Hurley one last time, as always.
And we'll see you on Thursday. In the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.